Hello, everyone. Parentanista here. Today, we're going to continue the conversation on mental health and fatherhood. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm the Preventionista, and today we're talking about mental health and fatherhood. Let's see here. Hello, everyone. Starting in just a moment. Come on. Hello. We are going to talk about mental health and fatherhood. How to help men heal. So, with James Harris. As soon as he can connect with me. Let's see here. There we go. Hey, there you go.
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Everything's going well. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. You're coming in good.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Prevention family. My name is Candace, the Preventionista, and today we've been talking about mental health and fatherhood. But today we're going to dig a little deeper. We're going to talk about how to help men heal. So I can't do this without Mr. Men to Heal himself, licensed mental health professional, James Harris. How's it going?
Everything is going well. Definitely appreciate you for having me, opening up your platform to me. Keep up the awesome work that you're doing. I'm excited, to get into these questions. Hopefully, the men chime in or the ladies advocate on behalf of the men, within their lives, and we can figure stuff out.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get started. So, can you tell us about yourself? Where you located? Not too specific, but where you located?
Yeah,
Your
so
occupation?
I'm located in Richmond, Virginia. I'm a father, I'm a veteran, I'm an entrepreneur, but yes, I'm also a therapist. And I founded a movement called Men to Heal, which focuses on men's overall wellness, their mental health, as well as their physical health. And I'm also the author of a book called Man Just Express Yourself, which is an interactive planner guide for boys and men to better express themselves. Right now, being that June is Men's Health Month, it's 15% off. Just go to my website, mentoheal.com, www.mentoheal.com, and put in the code FATHER and get that 15% off. But any other time, of course, this probably going to be worldwide. And, just go to Barnes& and Noble's, Target, Walmart, Amazon, pretty much anywhere
Oh,
books are
wow.
sold, and get your copy. It's a great tool for, of course, women who want to exchange dialogue with the men in their life. Because any other setting they might be met with resistance. Of course, it's a good tool for parents who have teenage sons. He can see if he's still triggered by some things or see what areas he need to improve in. And of course,
Right.
the men themselves can get this as a tool just for maintenance and to stay sharp. There's a lot
Yeah,
of different topics in there that I cover, with the option of you writing out your answer and drawing out your answer.
yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So how's fatherhood going for you?
Fatherhood is awesome. I'm definitely enjoying it. This is one of my favorite hobbies, to be honest with you. I enjoy annoying my daughter. So I'm a father of two daughters. One's 14, one's 8. One is biological and one is, by relationship. So,
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah, yeah. Congratulations too. I saw you just got engaged. Didn't you just engage?
Yeah, yeah. Not too long ago.
Yeah, I saw a post. Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so I see you're loving fatherhood. So do you think your mental health training has prepared you for fatherhood or
I'm well. So to be honest with you, there's no real preparation for fatherhood. That is just something that you have to, you know, because think about it, you can take all the classes and courses. It's just something that you have to do
yeah,
in order to continue to be better at it. It's like a practice. Like you'll never be the perfect parent,
right.
because we are constantly evolving as parents, and our children are constantly evolving as individuals. But I would say just having certain knowledge in specific subjects, can allow me to parent a little bit different with a little bit more patience, a little bit more
Yeah.
tolerance from certain things. And if you out there and you listening and you want to know what I'm talking about, like it's different parenting styles. Specifically, it's often four parenting styles. Um, and on my YouTube channel, you definitely can check that out if you want to know what those are. I break it down in detail because a lot of people parent one the way they were, raised by their parents or just winging it, But
Yeah.
it is a structured way to parent and a healthier way to parent as well because you
Yeah.
want to ensure that your children are not only benefiting from you, financially, but emotionally. You are in
Exactly.
charge of their well being. So it's definitely important for you to be able to, effectively parent the right way, So it's different parenting styles. I definitely would encourage you guys to check out that video on my YouTube because it can benefit somebody. It definitely can help somebody as a tool and as a resource
Yeah.
for many, because a lot of people don't know the parenting styles, and then
No. No.
because you could have had a parent, you could have had your child while you were a teen, so you guys are growing together. You could have had your child in a situation to where you just don't know what to do or don't have any resources. Specifically for men, like it's not really an abundance of resources. Like with women, they get the resources from a doula or their primary care physician
Yeah.
or
Mom.
so many women groups and circles and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for men, it's not really a lot of you know, settings to where we can say, hey,
Right.
this is how you effectively parent. So if you out there listening and you don't know the four parenting styles, but it's pretty much authoritarian, authoritative, permissive, and the unresolved parent. So you definitely want to ensure that you're within those ranges. For me personally, my parenting style is more of the authoritative. I'm more of that collective parent. I want to ensure that I'm interacting and not overstepping my boundaries. I'm looking at my daughters as humans and not just, because eventually they're going to grow up. So right
Yeah.
now, if look at your office setting, you can see people who don't know how to communicate or don't know what to do when they're told no, or, can tell that they didn't have like enough praise as a child. There's
Yeah.
just so many different things to where parenting styles are actually, can affect how you parent and how you grow
Yeah.
into an adult. So those things are definitely important. But like I said, if you want the full breakdown of the parenting styles, then definitely go to my YouTube channel and get those. I don't want to run out of time talking about,
No, you
yeah, yeah,
you good. You're
yeah.
good.
Because I know
Those
you
things
got
are
more questions.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say those things are definitely apparent when you interact with people. You see,
Mhm.
like, okay, if you know the four parenting styles, you will be like, okay, I see why they act like that. So that's a good
Correct.
point.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so when and how did you get into the mental health field?
Oh man. So to be honest with you, I think we are all in the mental health field. We just don't know it. But specifically for me, I was awarded a state. I was in foster care and group home, so therapy was mandatory. I emancipated myself at 16, but during that time of being awarded a state, I had to go to weekly therapy sessions. And for me, I didn't obtain as much as I could from it.
Okay.
Um, cultural reasons, to be honest with you. It was like older white people. I'm just a young kid from the projects,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we didn't relate to each other. So I didn't obtain as much as I could from therapy. Fast forward, I joined the Army, 8 years, two deployments, one Iraq, one Afghanistan. And then the same thing happened, tried therapy again because I knew I was different. This time, same, similar situation. Older white
Yeah.
people, no combat experience this time. And that's part of the reason why a lot of veterans tend to go to the groups, opposed to individual therapy. So for me, I just was like, oh man, like it's nobody who looked like me providing the service that I need. So
Yeah.
I took it upon myself to, serve a specific population, whether that was a
Yeah.
young kid from the urban environment, or whether it's from my veterans who needed a view, or just from a man standpoint of, I just need to process and offload some stuff. So for me, that's what I did. I paused entrepreneurship, went back and got my bachelor's in psychology. Then I fast tracked, got my master's in clinical mental health counseling.
Okay.
Then I started, the licensing process from there.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Cool. And it's awesome to have be able to talk to somebody that you relate to. So having that background, you can just talk openly about what you're going through. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get to the next question, I bought your book too.
Yeah,
I got it.
appreciate that.
Yeah, I got it as a gift for somebody, but I skimmed through it, and I love how you have like the open dialogue area. People can write down their thoughts and because I really started doing this gratitude journal. Yeah,
Yeah, so they
yeah,
can write out the answer or they can draw out that answer. But
right.
I did that because so the book was formulated. Um, so in practice, I get so many different questions, or I'm giving different interventions to my clients, like whether that's
Yeah.
a couple or individual, a man or woman or whoever. And then of
Mhm.
course I get a lot of inbox questions or emails on certain things. So I just was like, yo, you know what? This would be a great tool for everybody.
Yeah,
So I did it that way so people can, draw the answer or write it out. And I did it specifically that way because a lot of men want to say different things. They just don't know how to articulate it, but they can be creative. So I'm getting so many different pictures and different scripts coming back, with testimonials. So I'm just happy that the product was received the way it was received.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I understand the importance of journaling and writing down your thoughts because we get so many thoughts a day. That's just a great add to the book.
Hmm.
So that's good, yeah. So have you always been one to openly express how you feel, or do you feel like that's something that you just learned over your years of training, or just becoming a father, becoming, you know?
Nah, so for me personally, I was always the annoying expressive person, always outspoken, always loud, always ensuring, back then it wasn't a term for it as far as boundaries, but for me, I was always open with my boundaries and my limitations. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't want, nah, you can't, don't talk to me that way, or this is how I'm feeling. So I was always expressive and open. But now, of course, we got a term for it. It's setting boundaries, it's enforcing boundaries. It's just being open and eclectic, and me knowing myself. So for me, I was fortunate enough to always be in that position to where I can articulate how I feel, without resorting to the anger, the aggression, reckless behavior, and stuff like that. That men tend to offset, or use when they can't articulate
Yeah,
how exactly, what they want to say.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good. I think for me, I've always had a hard time. I guess they always say females, express themselves more, but like me, that's never been me. So I think, I was so attracted to your page, and you was always so open, speaking about stuff. And I was like, whoa, this is really good. He's a man, he's a veteran. Because a lot of times the guys in the military, they don't really, well, the ones that I've, encountered with aren't really that expressive. So I was just like, it was really interesting to see you can belong.
Yeah, no, and the weird thing is, like, so I was a combat engineer, so
Oh,
male
really?
dominant, yeah, so male dominant area, and my battle buddies, my fellow soldiers, my subordinates, or my just everybody knew, like, oh, he gonna tell you how he feel, or he gonna like they knew that And it was embraced because like we put our lives on the line. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like
right.
I have to ensure that I'm at least protecting myself so I can better protect you.
Yeah.
So it was welcoming, but of course it was a lot of. At first, it was an adjustment for them because the stigma. We
Yeah.
masculine, we dominant, we not supposed. Nah, forget all that. I'm changing this dynamic. We thousands of miles away from family.
Yeah.
It's just an adjustment. And for the most part, it was not a lot of African American men, within my unit, so it was just, I was, I'm
Yeah.
just me as far as being loud with expressing myself because I want to ensure that people treat me a certain way. And
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
best ways for you to know how to treat me is for me to tell you how to treat me.
Right. That was good. Yeah, you're right. You're right. People not gonna know how to treat you if you're not really letting them know how to treat you. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, let's get to the real meat of this conversation. What does doing the work mean? And does it look different for men?
Not so. I mean, it's to be honest with you, that's just a phrase that I use. So I use a couple different phrases. I use "do the work." I use "feel your feelings." Just an abundance of things to normalize what you're going through. And I think specifically for men, it's just so uncommon for them to be as open or vocal about certain things. They'll much rather be uncomfortable or in pain before they say, "Yo, let me holler at the doctor and let them know that my leg hurt." You know what I'm saying? Like if it ain't bleeding or coming off, then it's a rarity that they'll even check into it. And the same thing from the emotional side. They can just be piling stuff on, and won't say, "Hey, yo, I'm tired. I need a break," or, "I just need to talk to somebody," or "I need to take a walk. A walk. I need to figure out ways to cope," opposed to masking it or drowning it out or suppressing it. So for me, doing the work is actually what it sounds like, doing the work. So whether that's you fine tuning your coping skills, whether that's exercising, journaling, running, hanging with a strong support system, just different things like actually putting an emphasis on growing within self. For many, not just men, it's difficult to do that because we got so many different obligations, whether that's working, school, then you got children who also
Right.
need your attention, then you got a partner who's probably demanding as well. So you
Yeah.
got to balance it out, but you also have to ensure, again, that you're setting your boundaries, you're enforcing your boundaries, and you're doing the work on yourself to ensure that load that you're carrying, can put you in a situation to where you can process it and not just be drowned it constantly, or you're not meeting people with resistance and there's always, a confrontation, or you guys
Right.
being cantankerous with each other because you don't know how to say, "Hey, I'm just not feeling it today. I need a break. I'm tired." Opposed to doing that, you snapping, or it's the
Right.
placement to where now your innocent partner is dealing upset with your partner when you get home from something that you happened at work. So they ain't got nothing to do with that. So
Right.
for me, doing the work is you acknowledging and making an effort to change or adjust how you interact, not only with yourself, but of course the people vicariously around you.
Yeah. And we do those things like self-care. You get to learn who you really are and embrace your needs and stuff like that. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's good. So as a father and therapist, what advice can you give men who are looking to improve in fatherhood or, just being a man, period?
So I mean, it's just so suggestive on what manhood is. Society got so many different constructs of what a man should be. It's a group of women that's right now telling men how they should be better men. It's a group of men telling men how they should be men like them. But ultimately, I think it comes down to you and how you want to display certain characteristics and interact with yourself, the community, your family, and different people, whether it's your teammates or your coworkers. So it can vary from it's an entire spectrum of what manhood is or what kind of man you should be. And I would
Yeah.
suggest, each individual person find that and figure it out within them. Like me personally, I want to display a certain characteristic to where my children can have a model, my community can have a model, my coworkers. I'm not overstepping or, putting people in an awkward position because I didn't handle what I needed to handle within self. So to me, ultimately, it's probably accountability,
Yeah.
It's doing that self work, just making sure I'm
Mhm.
in a position to just be a better person,
Yeah.
for everybody vicariously that can be affected around me, but
Exactly.
overall, like I'm in no position to tell any guy or person how to be a man or woman or whatever. That's up to them to decide on how they want to be that specific thing.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I mean, but I'm sure people look up to you, and look at you as like a mentor. So I think you just sharing those pointers is a good, it's good for them. So I
Sure. I
appreciate
mean, I do have a strong um, group of individuals, male and women, who reach out for information or tips on certain things. And
it.
again, like I try to ensure that it's um, coming from a place of education and not from a place of like me being suggestive.
Right,
So I guess it's situational dependent, because what might work for me might not work for you,
right.
or vice versa. So I don't want nobody to be in a position to where they doing what I say do, and now they're in a bigger hole. So I try to ensure that I assist where I can, and if I can, I provide those resources to people who can assist or put them in a situation, to where they just have access and availability, because that's pretty much a lot of it's a lot of information out there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to filter what is the proper information, because all
Right.
information is not good information.
Yeah, and people have to realize what is good for them. So, like, say if they hear you say something and they try it, don't work. Okay, I tried it, that doesn't work. I'm gonna try something
Hmm.
else. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so this is good. So lastly, I know you've been dropping a little plugs here and there, but do you have anything else you want to share with the audience? Anybody that's listening?
Yep. Continue to be yourself. Continue to grow within yourself. Definitely, if you need, you have a question or you need some type of information, send me an email, send me a direct message if you need to. Be sure to check out the YouTube. There's so many different videos on there, whether it's parenting, relationships, trauma bonds. Um, attachment styles, because a lot of people don't know how you were raised can definitely affect how you interact with people as an adult. It's just so many different videos on there that people can benefit from. And of course, grab a copy of the book. Again, it's 15% off this entire month. Code Father. And of course, if you want to get it at Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, Amazon, you can.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll put some details in the caption. And I appreciate you coming on and sharing this knowledge, sharing information, sharing about yourself. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
thank you all
nah,
for listening. Oh,
definitely appreciate you for having me on here. I don't know if we got any questions, but yeah, just reach out. Like if you need anything, just definitely reach out. Continue to do what you do too. It's very important to continue to highlight different people on that walk. Especially if it can come from a place of enhancing the knowledge that people potentially already possess. But because sometimes people just need that boost. They just need that.
yeah.
Oh man, I heard this there. And they can trigger something in them to be
I'm,
motivated and inspired. So continue to do what you're doing.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that's all I'm here to encourage and support because we can't, like, nobody else can tell us to do the work. We got to do it ourselves. So
Definitely.
that's what I'm here to support. And yeah, so like I said before, thank you so much for this information. And I'm looking forward to seeing more and more of your posts. And thank you all for listening. And stay tuned for more information from the Preventionista. And thank you. Have a good night. All right. Good
All
night,
right. You
man.
as well.